Can I have roll call, please?
Donna.
Here.
Elizabeth.
Here.
I am present. Jane Smith. Joe Albert is not here. Robert Chagnon is not here. John Hayes.
Here.
Carrie Ann Howe.
Here.
And Kevin Zorda.
Good. Fire evacuation procedures. If there's an emergency and you need to leave the room, there's a door to my left. Go out the door, turn left down the stairs and far away from the building, or you can exit the doors in the back of the room and go down the stairs and away from the building. Can we have Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is public participation. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak with issues not on the agenda? Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak regarding issues not on the agenda? One more time. I just take there isn't. Correspondence. We did get another agent listing report in our packets, and we did receive a wetland impact. It's SK-15 from the Mullen Road Reconstruction Project. That was there. Excuse me. We did also get a couple copies in the email and on our desk from the regarding the application that's before us today. So we'll talk about those later. Do I have any commissioners' correspondence, site visits? Gentlemen? Nope. Ladies? Nope. I see none. Approval of minutes for March 1st. Can I get a motion? Okay.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Agency meeting on March 1st, 2016.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Can I have roll call?
Donna.
Yes.
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Yes for me. John.
Yes.
Carrie.
Yes.
And Kevin is an alternate.
Okay. Motion passes. Reports of officers and committees. Do we have any reports? No. I just see it, none. The Director of Planning is not here. Did you have anything for us, Pam? Yes, turn the mic on.
I'm not sure if this is the spot for this, but the zoning complaint from 348 Hazard Avenue from last meeting, a continuance of information on that. Is this the time for that? Okay. They went out and visited the property several times since the last meeting, and they invited the owner to come before you at the next meeting to explain what's happening over there, but they're going to be ordered to put the property back to the original state. I do have some pictures that were taken today if you'd like to see those. I could read today's log for you if you want to know. So this is from Rick. Received a call from Trudy at J. Amelio's office reporting that Mr. Amelio is in Florida, and that he won't be back until later, but until April. I'm sorry. And they reiterated concern about activity near the brook, and she said she can't do anything at this point. He then talked to Attorney Mayo and explained concerns about the waterway, and he was told about scraping of topsoil towards the brook, and he agreed it was an issue, and so he gave Rick permission to check the property, and photos were taken at that time, and many of the mounds of dirt were piled up near and around the area of the brook were now pulled away and pushed to the south of the property. And Mr. Delorge was informed that no work could be done within 100 feet of the wetland area. No further work should be done until the Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Agency meets to discuss this matter. So I believe there's a letter in your packet. I'm not positive. Okay.
It's a lot more than I
Does this go
expected.
with it, or is this
Yeah,
yours?
that goes with it.
Yeah, put yours, Mike, in. If you want to-
It's more than I expected.
Oh, the clear.
Yeah.
This is the, just got pictures.
Yeah, the initial that I heard, it sounded like it wasn't a huge amount, but it actually is pretty
Quite a
significant.
bit, yeah. So how did they leave it? Is he going to come before us?
Yes, on the April 5th meeting.
Okay. Yeah. Think that'll be good. No, it's just, it was with the
It's
town.
hers.
Yeah.
Picture worth 1,000 words.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, we can pass it down. Yeah, I think it'd be good if he comes, talks, lets us know how he's doing with that. Did you have anything else for us, or?
No, that's it.
Okay. Next on the agenda is old business. I was thinking we should add 2 old business items like that, that property that we talked about last week, so it stays on our agenda, so we know to keep following up on it. I think it would be important. Also, 1699 King Street, they came before us last week, so if we could put that under old business, so we could, continue getting updates. That'd be good. Thank you. Next on the agenda is new business. IW number 572, construction of one single-family house at 65 Mullen Road, map number 49, lot number 28. Guido Winter and Monica Caldwell, owner applicant. DOR 223/2016, MAD is 4/28/2016. Are the applicants present? Hey, could you come forward, state your name and addresses for the records?
I'm Patrick Winter. Push a button. Okay.
Just make sure the light is on.
My name is Patrick Winter, 27 Street, Springfield, Massachusetts.
Hi, Michael Marco, and I'm an environmental consultant representing the applicant in this application. I think, I don't know how many of you know the background, but I guess this land came before you a number of times. The first time back in 2008, it was subject to a one-lot subdivision. The original parcel of land was cut in half, creating 2 lots. And at that time, what's pertinent to today's application is there was a conservation easement granted protecting all of the wetlands in the rear of the property. That has been recorded and is shown on the current plan. I'll go over that line once we go over the development of the lot. And at that time, a wetland soil scientist was utilized to establish the wetland boundaries. Those boundaries were surveyed and placed on a plan. And house footprints for the proposed development of the two lots were also shown. At that time, there was no definitive house plan, so typical houses were used to bring the case forward to planning and to your board for conservation reasons. So in the time since 2008, the property has changed hands a few times. The current applicants own both lots. They plan to build on one lot, and the application before you is the single-family home construction on the lot to the right. And what I'll do is go in a second here, go through the proposed building on the site. I'll first say that no wetlands will be filled or disturbed as part of this construction. The proposed development is within the original building envelope, although the house shape has changed slightly. The footprint isn't any bigger and footprints in the original envelope of construction. So the application is very consistent with what was proposed back in 2008. And I guess with that little bit of background, I can go into the details of this plan. I have a colorized plan if you'd like me to pin it up on a bulletin board or bring it forward. What would your pleasure be?
You want to put it up probably over here so that the cameras can get it.
So, proposed home would be here, which is in the original envelope that was proposed. The boundary for the one lot is.
He needs his microphone.
Oh, use the light.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. The proposed home, a little different shape, but in the same building envelope. Here's Mullen Road, the frontage, sideline, back to Mullen Road, and the access and driveway to the home will be over a previously filled wetland. There's a little low depression wetland in the front, and long ago, probably for farm access, a culvert was installed, and a little fill was used to bridge this. So, you know, we don't know the date of it, but it's existing. So there wouldn't be any additional filling needed. We're utilizing the same access that exists. Driveway comes into the house, there'll be attached garage, and water supply will be with a well, and the sewer connection would be from the rear of the home to the existing sewer manhole, and that's been looked at by sewer department and is acceptable. The yellow line outlines the limit of proposed work on the lot. There would be no tree clearing beyond that. A silt fence would be set along that limit of work for the lot. And I've outlined in green the wetlands line comes way around to here. And there's a pond here and a second pond over in this area. So there'd be no clearing into the wetlands. There'd be an upland buffer zone established between the limit of clearing and the actual wetlands line. Standard erosion controls and sediment controls would apply. We've called for silt fence throughout construction and until the time that a lawn is established and vegetation is established, permanently stabilizing the site. The conservation easement I spoke of is on this plan, but it's hard to see, so I'm going to turn to the second page. Once again, Mullen Road, the boundary of the subject lot. This is the boundary of the second lot that the applicant owns and has no plans for. And the conservation easement, which is in place, is the purple line right here, which permanently protects all of the land to the rear. That easement basically stipulates it's a no-touch zone, and you can review that if you choose. But basically, this portion of the lot's off limits, and the development in the front of the subject lot is, as I previously discussed. So, if you have any questions, I'll entertain them.
I have a question about the foundation drain. Looking, I mean, we just got the 2008 minutes just now, but the plans here don't say whether or not there's a floor sump in the basement. However, but it looks like from the 2008 minutes, they certainly had referenced that there was a sump associated with that floor, the foundation drain. Is that still the case?
No. This foundation has been raised slightly so that...
So there's no need for a sump?
Needed. It would be all gravity drains underneath the basement floor.
Okay, so there's no sumps.
Gravity outlet, and the gravity outlet is well above any potential flooding. There's no flood mapping for this location. Per the request of engineering, we have called out a check valve on this
Yeah, I saw that.
gravity foundation drain. For all practical purposes, it's it's not really going to serve a function because there's no flooding potential here at that elevation.
Okay. The only other thing I really noted on here was just I wanted to make some comments against the staff report that was prepared, just to note that, and I guess somewhat of a clarification, it says here the closest point at the rear of the structure is approximately 50 feet. You're talking about at the north side of the property, or no, north side of the building, correct, to the wetlands flags?
Right.
Okay, it's actually, but the closest point is at the northwest corner. It's actually only 42 feet. I don't think it's going to impact the decision here. I just, as a point of clarification, it's closer to the building than what these notes tell us. From my measurement, my ruler here. That's to wetlands flag number 29 to the northwest corner of the building. And then the second thing, you noted, Kim, that there was, the notes showing plan indicate a plant list on the detail sheet, which was not found in the submittal. On sheet, and this, so that now my question to you is, on sheet 404, there's a section here right by the title block that says buffer zone enhancement area planting list. And that lists all the plants that are then on our notes here on page 3 and 4 to include restoration plants of the cardinal flower, river birch, speckled alder, et cetera. They all are on sheet 404. So I just want to make sure that that buffer, when you're calling it a buffer zone enhancement, that is actually the restoration plantings. It's on sheet, right by the title block there. There's that little bit of text on the bottom right. There's a list of plants, damp soils, typical spacing, 10 feet by 10 feet. So I guess I wanted clarification of where that planting area is that you're confirming, and just so that Erin can confirm with her notes on this, that that's the same things, that we have met the condition that you had noted, that there was a reference that seemed to be missing.
Those areas were not put on this map, but if you look back to the 2008 map, there were areas shown in the front corners of the property. I don't know if you.
I don't have the 2008 map.
Okay, let me see if I have it here. Hold on.
That was going to be my next thing, because I saw that it was referencing that there was areas that weren't on there, but our notes, the notes do reference replacing with seeding all areas with a wet mix seed, pardon me. But I just wanted for clarification.
I can look at the 2008 proposal and okay.
Well, we could, because when they zoom in, it goes right to the big screen here.
Well, the recommendation was to have them added back in. That's why I'm asking. Since it's on there, I just wanted clarification. Has it been added? Is that sufficient, or do we still need to? Which part of it that we need added back in? The actual areas, or?
The areas are shown on this 2008 map in the lower left-hand corner of the map. There's it says restore area, and then there's another one on the other side of the parcel 61 Mullen Road. So and there's another one in the center. So it's basically in the front yard of the.
Yeah, well, there's one restore area noted right next to the driveway, west side of the driveway, on the current plans.
Okay, now I know what was going on here. The buffer zone plantings were intended for the sewer line that would service the lot that's not being built. Another buffer zone enhancement would be the edge of the driveway. That would be the disturbed land, the edge of the driveway for the lot that's not being built. Both these areas are not being cleared now because there's no reason to. The only area subject to this buffer zone note would be the, obviously there's some edge of driveway disturbance, raw soil, to get the driveway in, and that was the buffer zone area that was intended for the proposed plant list. So we would be doing the same thing, enhancing the buffer zone at the driveway.
Yeah, so there is a restore area noted on the west side of the driveway.
Right.
And then that matches up with the sheet 4 notes there as to what the plants are going to be.
Yeah, certainly there'd be room to enhance
Pardon
this
me, west
buffer
and
zone
south
and
side,
actually-
on either side of the driveway.
Right.
And then, I guess in that case too, they don't show clearing to the 6-inch sewer line that's connected on the north side of the house there. It does go into the tree line. Are they not, is that just? to me
That was
they're gonna
just
try to put
that was just a drafting error.
Okay, so it is
so
gonna be
there would
clean,
be-
it is gonna be cleared all the way out to that sewer
Ti-
connection, or?
Typically, the contractor's going to need 6-8 feet of clearing in between the trees.
Right, and would that area then be restored?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the one that really isn't marked on the plan, but there would be a restore area there. Just to note.
Yep, we can certainly restore that area with the native plants.
Okay.
Where's that going to be?
If you look down where the sewer line is,
Yeah, near the sewer line?
just because you see the tree line goes across, but the line goes through it.
Yeah.
They're gonna actually, that's the area he's saying, they would actually clear that to be able to get the equipment in there to put the sewer line in, because they can't go through a tree.
Yeah. Do we want that added? We should have that added.
Yeah, we should make sure that that's clear, that would be noted as another restore area,
Yeah.
and just show that it's being cleared in our files. So that
Yeah, if
it's
you'd like-
understood that that's gonna happen.
if you'd
and
like
we're-
to
and it's
note it
and
as
we're in
a-
agreement that that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
so.
if you'd like to note it as a condition.
Yeah, I think we would note that as a condition. It's a minor site plan update. I don't think we'd need to see it again before. And I think that's the only questions I really had. Other than that, like I said, it seems to match up with what was before, from what I can tell. Like I
Okay,
said,
thank
not
you.
having looked at the 2008 plans, but. Oh, I did have one thing. Prior to the start of construction, this is just, I guess, a preference for the board here. We're asking for, in our notes here, the standard conditions say note the half-sized plans as approved by the agency, or would we want I would imagine we'd want a full-size copy. Since we're working on full-size already. Certainly easier to read on the full side than if you shrink those down to the 11 by 17.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve inland wetlands number 572, the construction of a single-family house at 65 Mullen Road, map 49, lot 28. Guido Winter and Monica Cadwell owners and applicant. With the condition that a revised site plan be submitted to put the correction into the clearing and restoration area around the sewer connection. And I think that's it, because the other one's noted.
The driveway buffer zone?
Well, it's noted on the plan already. The driver it's already on there, so.
The plantings.
Oh, the plantings are on the plan too already, so I think that's the only one that wasn't, is to confirm that. Oh, right, and then just that in the standard conditions that the revised plans be submitted in full size rather than 11 by 17.
Second?
Second?
Donna? Elizabeth?
Yes.
It's a yes from me. John?
Yes.
Carrie Ann?
Yes.
And
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your house.
Okay, great, thank you.
It should also be noted, if anything does go happen on the other plan, that would, of course, would have to come back to us, too. This only applies to the one lot. It doesn't apply to the second lot.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to say it for the record.
When can
Actually,
you-
one quick question. Do you plan on putting the sewer easement across the front, just in case you do decide to develop the other lot?
It's not on their plan.
No.
No, we have no intention of developing.
Because they do have the sewer easement in favor of Lot 1 shown.
There's no plan to construct that. They have no, yeah.
Not
No.
approving, we haven't approved a sewer line actually being installed. There's.
It would only happen when and if the other lot develops. They have no plan.
Okay.
There's a condition.
Selling or developing.
Sorry, there's a condition number 19. In accordance with the recommendation of the town engineer, the sewer lateral to the adjacent lot be installed prior to final site grading and paving or prior to the certificate of occupancy. If the lot is merged with the adjacent lot, then this condition would no longer apply.
Okay. If you're not planning on building it, then it's moot.
So then they'd have to merge the two lots.
It's more likely that the lots will be merged than this extra lot would ever be built upon. So it's not part of this proposal application. Let me, we'll,
I'm wondering if the town engineer made that recommendation, as since you're constructing already, it would certainly be easier to put it in now rather than 10 years down the road when, if and when that, you ever put another building on that other property. I mean, even if that other property was sold off in the future, you know, they would need a sewer easement, then you'd have to grant somebody else a sewer easement to your own, across your lot. But, I mean, I guess that's,
well, if I can
you know,
add-
I think, in my opinion, that would be, that's your prerogative. If you were to sell that other lot, then certainly a sewer easement is going to be necessary. And you might just have to deal with somebody cutting across your lawn in the future.
well, that's, you know.
I mean, that's going to be, that's how I see what it would, the only thing I can see that would happen.
These type of easements exist all over the place and have for years. And the reality is that if that lot ever did develop, then that lot has clear construction access to install a sewer at that time. There might be, you know, if it develops in 5 years, 20 years, there might be changes in the house elevation that might affect proposed sewer grade. And so if you installed it now, you could have something installed in not such a proper way. Usually these things are just reserved. My clients have no intention of selling this land or building another house over there. As I said, they're much more likely to merge this lot sometime in the future, but they didn't have to cross that bridge at this time. So both options do exist to them.
Yeah,
I'll
and
make
just
an-
real quick question too, and the standard precaution, or the standard, standard conditions, do they always apply, or do we have to put that in the motion as well?
The standards always.
Okay, okay, which are also on here.
I'll make a motion to amend the my amend, no wait, how do I word that? I'll make an amendment to the motion we just did to include the special conditions of approval that were as a copy of the as-built plan with the topography certified to T2 accuracy shall be submitted to the agency upon completion of the project to ensure compliance with this approval. The inland wetlands and watercourses permit number shall be located on all future plans to any town or state agency. The applicant shall monitor the proposed restore areas to ensure that proposed vegetation is established and the features function as designed. A report shall be submitted to the wetlands agent upon completion of the restore area with an indication of the type and number of plants installed within each feature. The applicant shall be responsible for maintaining the restore area for a 3-year period to ensure that the features are performing as designed. And a permit will be issued upon submittal of the revised plans to the planning office, meeting conditions of approval and the placement of sufficient performance bond to cover required restore areas, plantings, and sewer lateral work. And we are striking from the 2008 recommendations that the sewer lateral to the adjacent lot be installed prior to final grading. That isn't going to be a condition at this time.
I'll second.
Okay, Donna? Yes. Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yes from me. John?
Yes.
Carrie Ann?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
again. We're gonna run,
We're gonna run for the
quick
door.
before any more amendments come up. No problem, thank you.
Have a good night.
Next on the agenda is new applications to be received, and I don't believe we have any.
There are none.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Do we have to do anything with the Mullen Road repair?
No.
We did approve it. then,
Yeah,
right?
that was approved last week, or,
This was just further information.
Right.
Roger had emailed us.
All right, we
Yeah.
don't have to put that on the record.
yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting's adjourned.
Oh, that's yours.